Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Another far-left attack on Fox News falls flat. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Once again, NBC News has highlighted dishonest propaganda from the far-left Media Matters outfit. Sadly, Time magazine also participated in the sham. Controversies about Senator Tom Coburn's assertion that Fox News scared some Americans by saying they could go to prison if they don't buy health insurance under Obamacare. On Tuesday, here's what I said to the senator. We researched to find out if anybody on Fox News had ever said you're going to jail if you don't buy health insurance. Nobody's ever said it. So it seems to me that what you did was you used Fox News as a whipping boy when we didn't qualify there. All right. Now, as we all know, the prison option was taken off the table when the final Obamacare bill was being debated, and that's what we were talking to Senator Coburn about, the final bill debate, not all that stuff.
If you don't play by their new rules on health care, ooh, here's a new little twist. Have you heard this? You're going to be looking at a fun little stint in jail.
If you don't purchase what the government tells you to buy, the government may fine you, prosecute you, and even put you in jail.
This is not even a health care bill. This is a bill that raises taxes 14 times, puts people in jail potentially if they don't have health insurance.
You actually can go to jail for not having health insurance.
And then we're also going to fine people and send them to jail.
Pay a fine and or go to jail.
You face $250,000 or 5 years in prison.
Let's say
you can afford health insurance.
Then you should, and if you don't, you should go to jail. Now, Nancy, I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this, Nancy. Look at me. I'm telling you, Nancy, if you were to tell people that, look, if you don't go along with our plan, we're going to drag your ass to jail, and we're going to fine you while we're at it. What do you think would be the reaction they'd get? I'll tell you what their reaction would have been. You're crazy! They're marching off to Lompoc or Attica. Enjoy the bread and water.
If you don't buy health insurance and you don't buy government-approved health insurance, we can put you in jail for up to a year. Jail time.
You got to buy health insurance. If not, you could be fined. And I guess eventually that could lead to prison. I mean, the way you understand it right now, could people be going to jail for not owning health insurance?
There's always that risk. Young people, the question among them has gone from, oh, yeah, we really need insurance, to, what, am I going to go to jail if I don't have it?
You know, I thought the idea of health care reform was to help the uninsured.
Actually, in some facilities, jail facilities, you can get medical care.
There we go, yeah.
The great thing is if you don't have insurance and you go to jail, free health care.
Like, let's say you can't afford insurance.
You get fined or maybe go to jail.
Can you imagine the sheriff going out and running you and throwing you in jail? I mean,
can you imagine your prison yard? What are you in for? Murder. I'm in for rape. I didn't have health insurance.
I don't mean to laugh, but I mean, this is the reality.
If you can't afford coverage to begin with, how much better off are we to fine you? But the big insurance
or send you to jail.
Yeah, or send you to jail.
Hey, what's up with this? You're going to send poor people to jail because they can't buy the health insurance because they're going to get this penalty and they're going to end up in jail.
Penalties for people who don't get government-mandated health insurance. Jail time? Possibility? Jail?
We are losing freedom. I mean, the Berlin Wall anniversary was just the other day, and these are the kinds of policies that used to be imposed on people behind that wall. One problem they're going to have, though, Sean, they're going to have to do something about prisons. If they're going to put all these people in jail, it costs $50,000 a year, so they're going to have to do prison reform.
That's probably true.
Democrats don't like to do prisons.
Well, put people in jail if they don't get their government-mandated health.
If you don't play ball with them now, if you don't get into their government health care, there will be jail time. And that, of course, is fair.
I don't have universal health care.
Now, let's get, well, you will soon.
Oh, I know, or I'll go to jail.
Yeah, are you going to be a conscientious objector to health care?
You know, this is the first time in history in our country where just to be a citizen, just to not go to jail,
right,
you have to buy something.
I think you should go to prison for this cause.
Really?
I do.
Yeah.
All right,
that'd be fun.
I'll help you.
That'd be fun.
Nice attitude adjustment on Tom Coburn the other night. Last time I saw a guy with that much hat in hand, it was Odd Job at Fort Knox in Goldfinger. He looked like he was spooked, didn't he?
The senator from Oklahoma, if people missed it last night, you know, had criticized Fox News about certain things and didn't really have his facts in line. So what I said is absolutely true. Nobody at Fox News reported inaccurately about the Obamacare prison situation. Nobody. Yet Media Matters, as they always do, distorted the entire situation. Shamefully, NBC News and Time magazine lapped up the garbage and put it right out there. Now, we expect that from NBC, but Time magazine, come on. You guys have got to wise up. The importance of this is that you, the everyday American, are now being lied to on a regular basis by people working for huge corporations, and nothing's being done about it. A voter-driven republic cannot survive if lies supersede the truth. Bottom line on this story is that Senator Coburn, again a good man, made an honest mistake. But that mistake was picked up by NBC News and used to hammer Fox News, which is kicking their butt all over the place in the cable news ratings. The good news is NBC News will soon be taken over by Comcast, an honest corporation, and perhaps changes will be made. The American people deserve an honest government and an honest media. Do we not?
Welcome back to the Ed Show in our final segment tonight. Bill O'Reilly really does live in his own crazy right-wing bubble. He made it into the zone last night for claiming that nobody on Fox News said people would go to jail if they didn't buy health insurance. O'Reilly said that to Senator Tom Coburn, who had called out Fox for its bias on that issue. I'm not usually on the same side of Senator Coburn, a righty from Oklahoma, but on this one I am. O'Reilly was flat out wrong, and yesterday we showed you video evidence of that, but it's not only liberals like me pointing it out. How about Neil Cavuto on his own network?
Something that you at Fox have gotten to do a little bit about. I noticed you were with my friend Bill O'Reilly on this very issue, and that is whether you were saying Fox alone incited false information, saying that those who did not buy health insurance were going to be thrown in jails. Now, you're quite right, and I've researched this. A number of Fox personalities had made that comment.
Even after someone on his own network refuted his bogus claim, O'Reilly still stuck with his lie on his show last night, insisting that Coburn was wrong.
The senator from Oklahoma, if people missed it last night, had criticized Fox News about certain things and didn't really have his facts in line.
No, you wouldn't do that, would you, Bill? Let me bring in Eric Burns, Media Matters of America, with us here on the Ed Show tonight. Does this happen a lot? Does Fox do this a lot?
They do it all the time, Ed. This is actually generally how they do their programming. Just in this case alone, with, of course, Bill O'Reilly denying that Fox was wrong, denying that Fox was suggesting that Americans are going to be put in jail for not getting health care insurance, which, of course, is a lie. We looked and found at least 11 different instances on Fox News where a host or one of the contributors said that, and it's spread across the breadth of the entire network, from Fox and Friends in the morning to Glenn Beck and Sean Hannity in the evening in prime time to the website. So I think the real takeaway here is not only is it the fact that Bill O'Reilly is lying about the fact that he got caught lying, and I think he'd rather continue lying to his viewers than admit he made a mistake.
And we should be clear here that Senator Coburn didn't mention any other news sources. This came, news resources and sources. This came from his town hall meeting when he was asked from somebody about having to buy health insurance or you're going to go to jail, and his answer was, no, that's a Fox News thing.
Yes, that's correct. And then his justification later was that it was a conservative audience that listens to Fox News. And even he acknowledged, as you saw in the clip, that every news organization, as he says, has their bias. But I don't think this is about bias. It's not about ideology. It's not about a slip of the tongue that often happens with any good journalist. This is about a systematic decision, an intentional and deliberate decision by the executive staff at Fox News to lie to their viewers and to the American people about what was in their health care reform bill. They did it to scare them.
It's getting people to believe what they want them to believe. It's not the news in many cases. And a classic example today is Saxby Chambliss. A senator from Georgia goes up in front of a Tea Party crowd and says they're going to have to hire 16,000 IRS agents. That's a Fox News bullet point. It simply is not true. The head of the IRS says it's not true. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're absolutely right, Ed. And, we saw the same thing with the death panel smears. We saw the same thing with the right-wing media and Fox's attempts to lie about whether or not there was federal funding for abortion in the health care bill. And just in the last 14 months, Media Matters alone, we have released 250 pieces of research documenting lies and smears just on the debate over health care alone. So, there's really no way that in 11 different instances, multiple hosts across the network were all telling the same lie, telling folks that their members of their family were going to go to jail if they did not get health insurance without it being a deliberate and intentional decision. And I would suggest that that's not news. In fact, it's antithetical to everything journalism stands for. It's propaganda.
And more Frank Luntz material going to the Republican Party on Wall Street reform and legislation. They're now calling it a permanent bailout. So you should have plenty of tape on that coming up.
I'm sure we will.
Eric, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Ed.
Tonight in our telephone survey, I asked you, is the Tea Party movement legitimate or a fringe group? 11% say legitimate. 89% of you say crazy fringe. I'm an 89%er tonight.